one thing that really sold the game to me was the artwork and the theme. I think it's just really adorable. Hey everyone, there's Athekos, and today I'm finally back with another button shy game on my channel, and today I will be playing through ROVE. There also is an expansion, Fascinating Flora. I will not play through that today, but I think I will record a video with that expansion too, because it does change up the gameplay quite a bit. So this is a solo game, part of the solo series of the button shy games, and I ordered that on Kickstarter. It came quite a while ago, so I've played through it several times, but it's now finally time to record it on the channel. A small disclaimer before I start setting up the game: this is a really tough game. I think I played it 5 or 6 times so far. I will have to look at my stats, and I won only once. But so I can't promise that I will win today, but I will give it my best for sure. But I mean, as you know, my videos are not about showcasing great plays, but just showcasing games, so you know how they play, so you can decide whether or not this is a game for you. Alright, so let me just quickly set up the game. And that is already set up the game. So I hope that this camera setting will work. I tried to not pull it away too far so you can see quite well, but this game does require quite a bit of space. Alright, so how does this game work? Let me just quickly guide you through it, and then we will get started, and if there are any other rules, then I will show you that during the gameplay. So, alright, so what do we have? We have 6 modules here that we need to arrange in specific patterns. I just dealt them out randomly, as you do in every game of ROVE, and up here you see that we have a mission. So our little robot here is currently scanning, or he needs to scan something, right? That's the mission, and you see here how the arrangement is. So this is the arrangement we want to have with these 6 cards. So we want to have this module here towards the left, and then 1 above, 2 there, and 2 here. That's pretty much the arrangement we want to have. We can do 2 things to do that. First of all, we have movement cards here. These are the movement cards we can use, so we always have that movement in the top left corner. But if we have that pattern someplace here with our modules, I don't have any of. I would have this, for example, right? You see that radar thing there, and then 1 to the left and 1 below. All the rest doesn't matter, but I do have that pattern, so then I don't gain 2 movement, but actually 4, which is really good. And I don't have this one either. So it would be clever to play this one for sure at the beginning, because that's just 4 movement points I can get. That's one thing to move, and you see that here are specific arrows indicated here around the edges of the module, and these give us specific ways to move the modules. So you also see here that these are the classifications. So let me just quickly go over them. So the regular arrow means that I can move it any number of spaces, and it may pass over other modules. So I could make it pass over here, right? And so that it's here on the right. I could make it pass over here, and also diagonally like this. So these are really good. Same thing here, just only diagonally, and same thing here, but only orthogonally. Then we have this one here. This means I can just move it 1 space. That's it. This one means that I can move it 1 space, and if it moves into modules, then it pushes those modules. This can be very helpful to push several modules, especially direction. And then I have this one here. This is the most difficult one. That's the coil that can also move any number of spaces, just like the regular arrow, but it needs to pass over 1 module at least. So I can't move it here because it's not passing over any modules, right? Then another thing we need to know, all modules need to be connected, so I can't move this just way up here someplace. All modules need to be connected in an adjacent manner, and adjacent does not only mean horizontally and vertically, but also diagonally. So that is a little bit different than in most games. But that, otherwise it would not be possible to win this game. Alright, and that's almost it. The last thing we need to know is that each module has an ability that I can use at any time. So this one, for example, has the ability swap any 2 modules. So if I want to use it, I can just swap two modules, for example, like this, right? I'll just put them back to have the starting configuration again. And then I will turn over that module. So you see that it's used. I can't use that anymore. And this is very helpful too. These are very powerful, and we need to use them sparingly and at the right moments. And that is pretty much how the game works. We do that 7 times. There are 7 missions we need to complete. If we are able to complete the 7th mission, then we win the game. After each completed mission, we put the next one right here. So we see that we have some kind of landscape here. And you see that like the image is just continuing. So that's a really nice touch. So we do see the next mission we need to complete. So that's something that we can work with. So it would be intelligent to, if we try to fulfill this this pattern here, that we also move this one here somewhere down here to the middle, right? Because it needs to be there later on, so we will have it easier to finish the next mission than here. That is very important. If you don't do that, you pretty much have almost no chance of winning. And also, after we finish a mission, we put the next one there. We can just draw one more card if we have less than 5, which you will of course have because we need to move, right? And that is pretty much all we need to know to play the game. So let me just quickly do the camera settings and then we can get started. All right, I think like this, it should work pretty well. All right, so I suggest we get started. I will definitely use that movement card here because that one, I have that pattern here, so I can use 4 instead of 2 movement cards. Believe me, 5 movement cards is not a lot. I only get 1 after each mission. So the maximum movement cards I have is 12 movement cards. No, I think even only 11 movement cards for 7 missions, which is really not a lot. But here's one ability to draw 1 movement card. So that might be a possibility. Oh, before we start, one more thing. Let me just go over these powers quickly. So this means I can swap just 2 modules, no matter where they are. This one is draw 1 movement card. I mean, that's self-explanatory. I can just draw a card here. Then this one means I can activate an adjacent module's ability. So in this case, I could use one of these 3 here. This one means that I can shift any module 1 space. So I can just shift any module like this or whatever, or even diagonally. This means I can place any modules adjacent to brain. This is the brain module. So I can just take any module and just put it adjacent someplace there. And this is one of the best powers. This means that I can place the coil, so this one here, in any valid location, because this one is very hard to move, so it's great if I can just put it any place. And that's it. So now I play the first movement card here. That's 4, and now I can move 4 spaces. So let's see, we need this one down here, right? It's easy to get that down there. So I think, well, also we need to see what we can do with this one here. This one will be kind of tough again. But I have an idea. So what I will do, I will move this one up, and then I will push that one up there, right? Like this. So that's 1 of 4 movements. Then I will move this one down here. That's 2 movement. And then let's see. Then I will move this one up here. That's 3 movement, because it passes over that, and this can just move any way we want it to, so that is 4 movement. So you see, with 1 card, we almost have the entire pattern already down. We just need to move these down here, right? And that would be another 1, 2, 3 movement. So, yeah. So you see, that worked quite okay, but only okay because, right, we still need 3 movement. But what we will do is, because that pattern here with the brain, I can hardly get that done quite soon, I think, because if we move that down, then the brain's pretty much almost alone down there. So I can use this one for 3 movement points, which is perfect, right? So let me put that there, and then I will move 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. You see, we have that pattern now here, right? We have that radar here, 1 above, and then 2 there and 2 there. So we exactly have that. We have that mission done. So what we do is we take the next mission, the drill. It wasn't perfect now because we need to get that down there now, right? But there was almost no other way to do that. Okay, because I do have a few ideas what I could do here. All right, and now we take another movement card. And now we see that we have this is our next mission and this is our current mission here. I might not be able to display all 7 missions in one go because we need the space here, but I think that is fine. All right, so now this one needs to go down there, right? And also we need to somehow maybe get this over there. That would be great. That's no problem. Just one. We can just move that one over there. That is fine. Getting that down here is a little bit, it's not perfect, but I think we can somehow do that. I think the coil could maybe just stay there. Yeah, I think we have a few options here. So first, let's see if we have any patterns here. No, we don't have any patterns here. We could maybe get this pattern down, not now, but maybe later. That could be possible. This pattern will be hard to get. This one will also be hard to get, and this one also. So let's put this in the back and just save it for now. Okay, so let's see. We need to get this down. Well, we don't need to get it down here, right? We can also just get it there. Because this time we only have 3 rows here, right? And if we keep these 2 where they are, then that could work. I actually have an idea what we could do. So what we could do is I will just play this for now, right? 2 movement and then 1 movement because it needs to pass over modules, right? 1 movement there. And then I will do another movement there. So now we have 2 movement, right? That's the 2 movement we got here. Okay. And then we need more movement cards. How many more movements do we need? We need 1, 2, 3 movements. If I'm not mistaken, I need 3 movements. So I will take this card here. I will spend that. And then I will move 1, 2. This one can move any number of spaces, right? So 3. That is our 3 movement cards. So now you see we have the pattern, but this one is in the wrong spot. But that's not a problem because now I will use that power to swap 2 modules. And we can swap these 2 here. See? So now we have that one down here where we need it to be and these 5 here. And what I've also done, I've kept this there because with only 1 movement we can get it right there where it needs to be. So that is not a bad thing. Cool. That was it, right? So let me shift these a little bit to the left for the next mission. So we will put the next mission there now. Now we have the boost mission here. So you see, there's like some bad guy, an enemy coming, and we need to boost to get to safety. And we will draw another card. And you see it's getting less and less, right? I only have 3 cards left now. So I used 2 each mission, I think. So this way we will of course not win. We need to somehow have a few missions where we can only use 1 card. Okay, so let's see. We have these. Do we have any patterns here? We don't, and it's also quite hard to get these patterns, I think. So we need to get this down here. That is not a problem, just 1 movement, right? We can get this there. That's another movement. And this one we need to get there. That would be another movement. But we need to swap these 2. Well, we could actually use this ability to swap 2 modules because we can activate an adjacent module's ability, and this one is adjacent, right? So we could swap these 2. That would be no movement, 1 movement there, and 2. So with 2 movements, we could, I think, finish this mission, and then we would also have that brain already in the right position. Oh, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to activate this ability, right, to swap 2 modules. Then we will swap these 2 here. And there's another reason I wanted to do that. I will show you in just a minute. So that was no movement so far. Then I will not play this one because now we have that pattern. We can use that for maybe in 2 turns or whatever. Maybe. So, well, yeah. So we will, let me use this one here. So 2 movement. So 1 movement right here and 1 movement right there. And you see, with only having played 1 movement card and having used 1 of the 6 abilities, we now have that correct pattern. That is on the right there, and these are arranged like that. So that worked well. So now we have our next mission. Let me put a little bit to the right, to the left, and now we have learn. So you see that our robot is meeting a few alien life forms that speak in a different language. So we need to learn that language in order to communicate with them, and we will get a new card here. All right. So let's see. So we have that brain down here. So we only need to get perfect. I think we only need 2 movement to actually do that. But what we need to do is that this card, the draw deck is empty. And now what we do in this game, that's pretty interesting. That's like what Aeon's End also does, which is of course a completely different game. We don't shuffle the discard pile as like in most games. We just turn it over. That's it. We just turn it over. Let me just put everything in the right orientation, like this. And that's it. So now we know what our next mission will be. Oh, that one will be very hard to get. It might be a good idea to actually use the draw 1 movement card ability to get that gone, because I don't like this mission here at all. This one will be very hard to get with that, from that configuration to that. So that might be something I will do. But you know what? Before we start doing anything, I will do that. I will activate that draw 1 movement card ability here and get that card. And that configuration is even worse. So that was not a good idea. But, well, actually, maybe we can... No, I don't think we can get that configuration here. And these are also very low movement cards. We don't have any of these configurations here. That is pretty bad. I don't like this. All right, so let's see what we can do. So actually we only need 2 movements, right? 1, 2. Yeah, we only need 2 movements. So let's do that first. This one here we might be able to get later. We might be able also to get this one. This one will be a little bit harder. But we need to get one with the 2 movements. So let's use this one. So I will use this one here for 2 movement. So and now we can move this one over here. And remember, this one needs to pass over other modules. So we put it over there. And we now have our staircase here, just like there, with the brain in the lower left corner, which is perfect. So we managed that mission with only 1 card too, so that is fine, but the next mission will be harder. But this is mission number 5 of 7 already, so we are not doing all too bad. So let me pull everything a little bit to the left here. All right, our mission now is roll. You see that we are like on a little hill here, and now we need to roll there. So let's try to do that. So we draw 1 card. And the next one will be quite hard too. Yeah, from that to that, I think it's okay. Just getting to this now, it's going to be hard. So let's see what we can do. So we need that brain right in the middle here. All right. This one, does this one help us? Not really. Not really. So we can get that over there and this over there. So we can do a few things. This needs to be someplace down here, but we can work with that. Okay, I do have a few ideas, but it's not gonna be easy, especially because I think we don't have any. No, we don't have any of these configurations here. Can we get any of these maybe? Yeah, we could maybe get this one here. This one would be possible. This one would be possible. Yeah. To get this one. So this would just give us a little bit more movement. That would be great because we definitely need movement. So, and this one is, I think, harder to get. Yeah. So if we have 2 movement here, right, then we could move this one in the middle and this one up there. Then we would have this configuration. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. I think I will just do that. I hope that this works out. So 2 movement. Let's try it. So I would move then 1 movement over there and 1 movement up here like this. Okay. So that's definitely not perfect, but that means that we at least have that configuration here. So if we use that card, we have 4 movement points. So that will give us a little bit more freedom now. So let's see. what we can do. This is tough. So we need that brain either there or down here. Okay, we can do that. That's the first thing we need to do, to get that brain there. So let's do it. We have 4 movements. So 1 movement. Let me move everything down quickly. Give me a second. Like this pretty much. So, okay. Almost. There we go. Okay. All right. So that was 1 movement, I think, right? I think that was 1 movement of the 4 we have. So, and then let me see. The brain would need to go over there. So then 2 movement, 3 movement, and 4 movement, right? Because that needs to pass over. So you see, we are getting there. And now what I will do is we need to play one of these. This one is probably easier to get now. So I will play this one to get another movement point and move this one over here. And then I will use this power here to place any module adjacent to brain, and I can place that over here adjacent, like this. And now you see, we do have that pattern that is there. We do have a little issue because that was only mission 5 of 7, so we still have 2 missions. I only have 1 movement card. I will get another one, so 2 movement cards and only 2 more powers. So it will be very, very tough to get that done. But why did I do that? Because now we have this one in the bottom left, and that's exactly where we need it to be. So this could save us, but let's see, maybe not. Because we only have that 1 movement, right? So we need now a good movement card. Let's see what we get. So I will pull everything a little bit to the left here. So now we need to transmit here. So you see, like we have a little signal we need to transmit here. And we will get another movement card. That is a 2 and not a pattern we need. Oh, this is going to be tough. I don't think we can win this, but let's hope. Let's hope. So we still have 2 missions to do. Let's see. So this one is right there. We can get the brain there. We can get this one over there. This one we can place any place with that power here. So we would need 1, 2, we would need 2 movement, and then we would have it, I think. Yeah, then we wouldn't have that in the perfect position, but that is okay for now. So I think I will play that with the 2 movement here. And then let's see. So we have 1 movement. Oh no, I can't do that because then this one is not adjacent. So 1 movement like this, and then 2 movement, because they all need to be connected somehow. That's the 2 movement we have. And then I will use this power here, place coil in any valid location to put it just down here. We could have used that with another movement, but it needs to pass over other modules, and that's very hard, so that is fine. So we did the next one here. You see, we managed that. This one is here in the bottom left. And then we have 2 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So everything is fine. So, but now we have a little issue because, let's see. Because the next one is quite hard to get here. Because that is navigate. You see, right here we need to extend our little robot legs and navigate over these little hills. But we will get another movement card. Let's hope it's a good one. 2 and 4. Okay, could be worse. And we still have that power here, shift any module 1 space. So we pretty much have another movement we can use. So let's see, this one needs to go there, this one there, and this one there. That's 3 movement. I think we can do that. So I use this power here, shift any module 1 space, and I will shift this one just over here because we can only go diagonally and that's not going to help us, right? And then I will use that 2 movement card here to move 1 and 2. And you see, we have that one right in the middle. We have the 2 here and that one over there. We have no power left and only 1 single movement point. But we made it. And that was the 7th mission. We did. So we actually managed to do that. So let me just pull all of these down here, because I want to show you our little mission track here. So give me a second to put that all here, because that is the nicest thing when you actually manage to win the game, that you can see like the entire journey you had, right? That is like the greatest thing. So let me move these a little bit more like this. We don't really need to see all of the mission on the right here. So like this, we can see our little track here. So this is like the little story we now build, right? Having done all these missions. So you see the little robot like in all kinds of different situations, right? Where we drilled and then boosted and learned. We rolled, we transmitted, and also we navigated. And the first one was just scanning. Which even makes sense, right? So the first thing we did was just scan our surroundings. And that was our game. So we actually managed to win the game. And now you probably don't believe me because I said it's a really tough game. But I mean, you saw that we only have that movement left, right? And I've played the game several times now. So so you kind of get the gist of it. And that was my playthrough. But before you close the video and before I end this video, let me just tell you what I think about the game. So one thing that really sold the game to me was the artwork and the theme. I think it's just really adorable. It's really adorable, and it's a puzzle that works really well. It does have similarities with Sprawlopolis a little bit, because right, you have that spatial puzzle here, and you're trying to somehow puzzle specific goals you have. But it does not have the replayability of Sprawlopolis. I like this game, and I do like to play it off and on, but it does not have the replayability because the puzzle is pretty much the same every time. Yes, you have the different patterns here, right? The different missions, and they're all in a different order every time you play, but they are still the same missions. They're still the same missions, you know them, and at some point you know, okay, now I'm going to use a power, now we use a movement point. So you do get that, you do get a feeling for how to play the game. So I played this game now 6 times. The first 4 times I lost, the last 2 times I won. And that, I think, tells you a lot how you can learn this game. It's possible that I will lose the next 2 games again, but I realize that I'm much better at the game now. With Sprawlopolis, it's a little bit different. Yes, you can get better at the game, but there are so many different combinations of goals you can have, and you will have to play completely different each time. And that is one thing that makes Sprawlopolis such a strong game and such a favorite for many. It's not my favorite button shake game, but I know a lot of you love the game. And if you're expecting a Sprawlopolis experience here, yes, you will have a spatial puzzle that is also very satisfying when you win, and that is very fun, but you will not have the variety or the variation you have in Sprawlopolis, right? So it's a very different game for that. But if you like this theme, and if you like the spatial puzzle, and you just saw how I played it, and you can imagine playing that a few times because you really like those solo games, and I mean, it's in such a small package, right? It does need a little bit of table space, just like Sprawlopolis, but it's in a very small package, and if you like this idea and these bonus and these solo games, then I would highly suggest you get the game if you can get it with quite inexpensive shipping costs, right? I would definitely recommend the game, but it is not the best solo game by Button Shake Games, but it's a very solid game, definitely, right? So I have a lot of fun playing it. I have no idea, after I played it like 10, 15 times maybe 20, I don't know how often I will return to that. I can't say that yet. Well, I will probably be able to tell you at the end of the year. So if you're interested in that and you're willing to wait that long, why don't you hit me up? You know where to reach me. So then I can tell you what I think about the game long term after I've played it like 15 or 20 times. All right, but that concludes my playthrough. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. And as I said, I will also do a playthrough with the Fascinating Flora expansion, because that does shake up the gameplay a little bit, which is another positive to maybe get the game if you can get it with the expansion, because the expansion actually does change up the gameplay, which is good, which is really great, and it makes the game not easier per se, but more manageable. You have a few more options, so that is pretty cool. Alright, if you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so. I highly appreciate that, and you can expect quite a few button shake games within the next few months on my channel. There are still a few orders that will be coming in, so there will be enough button shake content for a while here. Alright, thank you very much for watching. If this is the first of my videos you have watched, why don't you check out my channel? I have a lot of videos there, and there's bound to be at least another one that you will enjoy. And apart from that, I appreciate you sticking around until the very end, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care everyone, and cheers.